those memories come calling, how I wish you
Good Lord, she is amazing.
what I wouldn't do to go back there to
Hey everyone, Navy Doc 5184 here, and welcome to another holiday reaction. We're reacting to Tori Holub with Christmas Again. Now, what I've been trying to figure out whether this was a cover or an original song of hers, and from what I can gather, this looks like this is actually an original for her. So really looking forward to this. I've been very impressed with what I've heard from her so far, and I'm definitely going to make sure to try to get some more reactions in on her now that I've kind of changed my recording schedule a little bit. I should be able to get some more music reactions in, and I do really hope to include her into more of these because she has been absolutely fantastic so far. And in all honesty, I'm still really blown away with her cover of We've Only Just Begun. I mean, it's just so amazing how almost eerie, like it is almost as if she is like Karen Carpenter. It's like she has the voice. But what's beautiful is that the other reaction I did for her, it's like, you kind of, it's like, I'm trying to figure out the right word to look for here, but it's like she's definitely got her own voice. You know what I mean? It's like yeah, she does sound like Karen a lot, but when you really kind of compare the two, it's like you can kind of hear where it's like Tori's own, but really and I'm by no means calling myself a professional when it comes to, vocal analysis or anything like that. So take what I say next with a very grain of salt. But when I say to the untrained ear, they do sound exactly the same. But when you really, really kind of listen and compare the voices, you can kind of hear the differences. So yes, you do have to really listen to the voice and to the vocals, but it's still just so amazing. But she is absolutely fantastic, and I'm definitely looking forward to hearing more of her stuff. And I was actually very glad to find some Christmas music for her, because I was gonna do another one of her songs that was requested. I think it was called Impossible, but with the holidays, it's like, oh yeah, I gotta do my holiday stuff. So I'm glad to at least get her in on this mix. But definitely when I come back from my little holiday break, she's definitely gonna be one of the first ones I get into, because I've been wanting to hit up that song for a while now, and I'm definitely gonna make sure I hit that up when I come back from my little holiday break afterwards. But in the meantime, I'm really looking forward to see what this song has to offer, so we will go ahead and get started. I will leave a link to the original version in the description below. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. I'm gonna have to double check to see who wrote this song, because honestly, this beginning kind of has a Carpenter's vibe, doesn't it?
snowflakes are falling, there's a chill in the air. All those memories come calling, how I wish you
Good Lord, she is amazing.
what I wouldn't do to go back there to when it was just me and you. It was Christmas again. So many pictures spanning so many years. It's so hard to remember without fighting tears. The days that rolled by, what I wish I knew then, because now it's just Christmas again.
Okay. Alrighty, so first thing I need to kind of point out, like I said, I need to figure out who wrote this, because this really has a strong Carpenter's vibe. But then when she kind of got into singing, it's kind of like what I said in the intro here, when I was talking about how it's like when you kind of listen, you can kind of hear like the differences in the vocals. And it's like, even though it has a strong Carpenter's vibe, and she definitely could be a dead ringer for Karen Carpenter, it's like you can really actually kind of hear. It's like I was hearing, it's like, you know what? I think I'm finally starting to hear Tori now instead of Karen. Now that I've had a couple of songs that I've reacted to. Granted, We've Only Just Begun, I've listened to quite a few times just because I've been so amazed with it. But after I've listened to Tori a few times, it's like now I'm really starting to hear her in all of this, you know, and I think I've gotten over the initial, I don't know if shock is the right word, but yeah, the initial something from hearing her. But man, just listening to the theme of this song, it's, man, I don't want to say it's kind of giving a sad vibe, but at the same time, I don't think there are enough Christmas songs that kind of, because already, and it may change as I listen more to it, but the initial vibe I'm getting from this is the idea of, you know, obviously thinking of like memories of Christmas. So whatever's going on, it sounds like that there's somebody, you know, that really meant a lot to her who is no longer with her for whatever reason, whether it was a relationship that ended, whether you know, this person is just no longer with us anymore. But the idea that somebody very special to her is no longer there, that kind of really I don't want to say diminishes the meaning of Christmas, but it definitely takes away the joy that you would normally feel with Christmas. And honestly, it's like, naturally, when you listen to Christmas songs, you want to hear the happy songs, the joyful songs. But then again, it's like you kind of forget about the people to where when Christmas time comes along, maybe it's a really bad time for them. You know, I actually had quite a few people mention this when I did the reaction to Tarya's version of Oh Holy Night. The reason she did and apparently the one I listened to was on a second album, but she had two albums where there were darker versions of the songs because after her mother passed away, you know, she was having a hard time enjoying Christmas. So she did those albums for people that are going through that. And I feel like this song is kind of in that vein where it's just where, yes, Christmas is a joyful time and everything, but for some people, it can be a harder time. Hence, you know, she's just saying it's just Christmas again, not, and there's like not a whole lot of joy. It's like she recognizes a season, but to her, it's just not the same without this person. And oh man, it's just amazing the feeling that she's conveying with this already. And we still got half a song to go through, so I'm very curious to see where the rest of this song takes us.
The warmth of a fire and the holiday cheer bring comfort and joy. How I wish you were here.
Okay.
All the laughter, all the wonderful times we once knew. Christmas again reminds me of you.
Okay, so I think I was close in my hypothesis. Whew. Ooh, I love that bit right there. That's nice. Definitely gives an old school classic rock type of feel. More of a jazzy feel now that I think about it.
To go back there again, because now it's just Christmas again. So many Christmases I can recall, embracing the wonder when we had it all. Every December I think of when it was just me and you. It was just me and you.
Beautiful song altogether, though. Definitely beautiful.
It was Christmas again.
Alrighty, well done, Tori. Lovely song. Very lovely. Alright, y'all, that was Tori Holub with Christmas Again. And as I said right at the end of that reaction, that was a lovely song. Very lovely. And I'm not going to say that my hypothesis was completely proven correct, but I feel like I kind of got a little bit of a gist of it, because it's actually kind of funny how she was talking about how, like the fire, it's like the feelings, it's like the joy of the season and the warmth of the fire, still bring her comfort, which I'm not gonna lie is actually kind of like a relief in a way, because it's like, oh, okay, well, at least she's not completely down this holiday season. But at the same time, you can tell that, despite the fact that, yes, she is still able to find comfort in this time, it's still not the same. And again, I really appreciate, now, I'm not gonna say now more than ever, because it's still a very joyous season for me, but as I think about it, it's like, and I think this is something that, a lot of people deal with as you get older, because, as you get older, that's when you start, you start losing more of your family, your parents, older relatives that you may have really liked, your friends, people that it's just, it's just you keep losing and losing and losing, that sometimes that even a period like this that can bring so much joy and happiness. It's like when you start losing so many people that mean so much to you, it can really take away that spirit sometimes, and I don't think that's really hit on enough, and I can understand, why there are some people that really, when this time comes around, they're just like, what's so special about it? Because to them, the people that they would have enjoyed this season with, they're no longer with them. So, it's hard for them to have that same feeling, and honestly, I would say a lot of these people have props, because it's not very often where I see them kind of pull up and whole Ebenezer Scrooge and get all nasty at people who are joyous, and cheerful this time of season. It's just, I just don't think that enough people have, I guess you could say, I don't want to say an outlet to express what they're feeling during this time of year, but I guess there's a part of me that wishes that some of us who are definitely in a happier place, would kind of keep these people in mind, and just realize, that this is not a joyous time of the year for some people. This could be very hard. I mean, think about people who have lost very close relatives, close to Christmas, on Christmas, or people, they spent Christmas so long, now it's like no longer there. It's like, how do you navigate Christmas without them? Like I said with Tarja Turunen, when her mother died, apparently she had a hard time enjoying Christmas, and that's why she did those dark Christmas albums where she would take, holiday songs and kind of do them in darker tones, but it was really to help people cope, that where it's like you kind of want to be in the holiday season, but it's like you just can't quite bring yourself to them. And I've seen quite a few comments in my reaction where people said that actually did help them, and it's one of those things. I'm not going to say it opened my eyes, because I do realize that this is a hard time, but really, like, having people like tell me, even though it's through YouTube comments, telling me, how it's hard for them to really get into it, and something like that can help them. It's kind of like one of those things where it just like, it really hits you then. So if you happen to know anybody that, does not, I'm not going to say doesn't do well for Christmas, but maybe they don't do as well as you, maybe they are down, or maybe they really are, in a really bad state at this time of year, I would just say, don't hesitate to reach out to them. Don't try to, be all cheery and joyful and all that stuff, but at the very least, just let them know, hey, I'm thinking about you. I hope you're doing okay. Merry Christmas, or whatever holiday it is they celebrate during this season, whether it be Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever other holidays, that come around this time of year. Just let them know it's like, hey, I know this is a rough time for you. Just know that I'm thinking about you. I hope you're doing okay. Feel free to reach out to me if you need to. Just something simple. You don't have to completely be the one to put them, in that whole holiday spirit. I'll use Ebenezer Scrooge as an example, because you saw how he started off in the story and then how he ended up, how it was like a complete 180. You don't have to do a 180, but at least maybe at least get a 90-degree turn on there, where maybe they aren't feeling as bad, where like maybe they might not be all happy and joyful and everything, but maybe they'll feel a little better and maybe it'll just make their holidays better. It's amazing how just something that small can do. So if you happen to know anybody, in that state, again, just reach out to them, especially in the spirit of things. But it's amazing how I go into a spiel like that when I'm doing a song reaction, but I think again it's just the meaning of the song and really what it's kind of helped open my eyes to, and I actually kind of forgot every little bit of analysis I was going to do on the song, but I think in a way that spiel I went on is quite an analysis of the song, because look at what that song opened up. I mean, as I said, the song itself was lovely. Love the vocals. I love the fact that I'm actually now at the point where I'm hearing Tori over Karen now, but the fact that really listening to the song and what I got out of it, I mean, I don't see what more analysis I could do outside of that spiel I just went on, because we got a song that was barely 3.5 minutes and it got me on probably a good 3 to 5 minute spiel on people who might struggle during this time of year, and I'm just talking about people who maybe they just lost somebody, but there are so many different reasons people could struggle during this time of year, whether it's emotionally, whether it's financially, maybe even physically, maybe they can't really go out and do anything, and that could be a reason why they're down, is just because they're just physically unable to. There's so many different reasons that the holidays can be hard on people. So no matter what situation they're in, just again, I don't think I can stress this enough, and I think that I really should give Tara and Tori, ironically enough, both Friday reactions. Go figure, huh? But I should really give them kind of thank yous, because it's kind of like one of those things. It's like it's there in the back of my mind, but now it feels like it's more in the forefront. And you know what? I just gotta understand, that there are people that are not going to enjoy this time of year as much as I do, and I'm just gonna say I don't personally know anybody that is that down about it, but if you happen to know somebody who maybe they just aren't as into the Christmas spirit as maybe you are, and maybe they just don't enjoy the holiday. But I mean, if it's for a deeper reason, whether it's, like I said, a emotional reason, a financial reason, just let them know you're thinking of them, and just if you're the praying type, say a prayer for them. Maybe they'll let you pray with them, whatever it is that you do, just whatever you can do to maybe at the very least make it a little better time of year for them. So maybe they can go next Christmas and be like, maybe it's not so bad. It might be rough this time, but when the next year comes around, it's like, this season's not so bad. It's like still not as good as it used to be, but kind of like with the song, it's like, you still get some comfort and everything, but it's just still not quite the same. And people gotta know, that's okay. That's okay. Your pain is real, your sadness is real, whatever it is you're going through, it's real, it's valid. And but just don't forget that there are people out there who are thinking of you, who care for you, and hope that at the very least you can find a little bit of joy in this time of year. You don't have to go out caroling and all that, but if you can at least go through this knowing that there is somebody out there that does care for you, just let that be the thing that you hold on to, and maybe that can get you to the point where you can just sit back and just like, things aren't so bad. Maybe they'll be okay. They'll be okay. So I think I have lectured y'all long enough, so I will go ahead and stop with that. But again, very lovely song. Really appreciate the message of it. At least the message I got from it. Really appreciate that. So definitely loved it. Really looking forward to doing some more reactions of her. And I just want to take this time now to thank you all for stopping by and checking this out. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to hit the like button and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And if you are subscribed, don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way you can be alerted anytime I upload a new reaction. And if you'd like to give the channel a little extra support and also receive some special perks in the meanwhile, feel free to check out my membership page. You can just hit the join button and you can look at all the perks that are available if you do decide to become a channel member. And two of the perks that I really love to really harp on is If you become a member, you'll get early access to these reactions as well as ad-free versions of these, because I figure at the very least, if you're gonna pay money to join my channel, the least you can do is watch my reactions without being interrupted by ads. I know sometimes they can be annoying, they can come at the worst times sometimes, but if you're a member, you don't have to worry about that. And that's just two of the perks on there. I think it'll definitely be worth your while if you do decide to join, because I definitely want to try to build a, really a nice tight-knit community here. But even if you decide not to join, I still appreciate your presence here. Every little bit, helps the channel, whether it's a subscribe, whether it's liking, even commenting. It all helps the channel, and I appreciate every bit of it. So all that to say, thank you again for stopping by. Don't forget to check out some of my other holiday reactions, and I will catch y'all down the road.